Okay, welcome to open house tonight. Normally I have a voice that carries pretty well, but since we have such a pretty good crowd, I would break this out. We have several things on our agenda tonight. First of all, we're going to give you some general information. I know some of this might be old hat to you, the ones that have been in the building, but very few of our students have been in the building for a full year in the last couple of years. So we want to go and review a few things and make sure everybody understands some general procedures. After the presentation, we're going to go through your schedule, and I hope you know your schedule. If not, we'll work with that, but we're going to let you go through your schedule. That should be done no later than 6 o'clock, and then from 6 to 7 is general time that if you want to meet with any of the teachers, then you're welcome to wander the building and meet at your leisure, whichever teachers you want to talk to. Technology, I'm sorry. Doesn't seem to be cooperating. If you can manually advance it, it doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. First, some introductions. I'm Dr. Mike Kraft. I am the principal of Rockbridge County High School. Mr. Scott Fleshman, he deals mainly with students A through L, last names. Miss Cynthia Littleton. She's in the front. Is coming up the doors there. She's our other assistant principal, and she normally deals with students M through Z. Mr. Paige Owens is our supervisor of career and technical education, and he also has a role in technology. Mr. Adam Haynes, he's our new athletic director, and you'll hear from him in just a minute. Mr. Travis Rogers, I don't believe is here, but he's the assistant athletic activities director. And our SRO, Officer Southers, was not able to make it tonight either, but he is normally in our building. In our main office, you will normally see Miss Karen Emery and Miss Lisa Zitmore behind the main desk. Those are our general secretaries. Our bookkeeper is Miss Miller, Miss Lisa Miller, who takes care of all of our finances, accounts, etc. Okay, the school counseling team is Miss Rhonda Pedigo. She's our lead, our head counselor. And they also go on an alphabetic order. She's normally students H through N. Miss Janet Buckheight.
She's up here with schedules.
She's up front with schedules, helping people out. Mr. Matt Raposa is at football practice.
He's in his office with
I'm sorry, he's in schedules too, I'm sorry. But they're A through G and O through Z. And we have two people, administrative people that work in the school counseling office. Miss Lisa Van Ravensway and Miss Joan Coffey. They are one of the first contacts when students go into school counseling or parents. Just a couple of things, a few general procedures that have changed even in the last few days. Everyone starting this school year must have a mask on while they are in the building. And this was a change on Tuesday night. Same thing with if you're on school transportation, buses, cars, etc., you must have a mask on to ride. You do not have to wear a mask outside. So if you're in a class that decides to go outside, take a break, or do some outside instruction, you are not required to wear a mask while you are outside of the building. We continue to clean and fog the building. We will clean desks and student lab areas at every class change with disinfectants, and they will be fogged every 2 days at night after people leave. We're going to socially distance to the greatest extent possible. That is the way the law reads, and with the number of students we'll have, we will separate students as much as practical or possible. We are going on the honor system this year. We're not going to take temperatures at the door. So we are asking that if you are running a fever, do not feel well, do not come to school. If you get here or you show signs once you get here, we will let our school nurse determine whether you need to have further testing or whatever, but that will be the call of our school nurse. If you haven't gotten your Chromebooks, you can get them tonight. 131 is right as you enter the main academic part of our building, the two-story part. On the right, you'll see it once you go up that way. And if you don't know where it is, just ask somebody, they can show you. You can get your Chromebook tonight. If you don't get it tonight, Monday, all day, basically from 9 to 3, might not be available for a little while during lunch, but for the most part, all day Monday. And is tomorrow afternoon going to be all right after freshman orientation? Yeah. Tomorrow afternoon, from noon to 3, you can also pick up your Chromebook. Now, if none of those times work, tonight, tomorrow afternoon, on Monday, then you can get them the first day of school, but that's your last resort. So please try to pick them up before the first day of school on Tuesday. Some of you have already asked about parking. There was a letter sent home, and there's a link on that letter that shows you where to get the form for parking. You send that form to our administrators in the office, and then you come in and pay, and they will assign your parking space. So that should all be in that letter that was sent home with your schedule. We have a PTSA representative here today. Would you like this? No, just
good evening. I'm Daniela Topazna. Just wanted to say hello from PTSA. I'm the vice president this year. And I wanted to remind you that we still exist, although last year it was a virtual format. And we would like to remind you that we are run by volunteers. We have students representatives, parents, faculty and staff, and the goal is to support the students and the faculty and staff here. Please consider joining the organization. Your support will provide financial support for awards, student awards, the Wildcat Inspiration Teacher Award, hospitality for faculty and staff, a variety of other opportunities for students and staff. And also, if anybody is interested, we still need a person, a chairperson to run the fundraising. Please contact me. You can also check the website. PTSA has on the RCHS page, a website. You can find a form here. We also have some forms printed out. So I hope you'll consider joining us, and looking forward to a wonderful school year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next we have Ms. Rhonda Pettigo to talk just for a minute about graduation requirements.
Good evening. The main thing I want to say is that in your program of studies, which is linked on the school counseling website, you can see for the standard diploma and the advanced diploma how many credits you need. For the standard diploma, you do need 22 credits to graduate, and for the advanced diploma is 26. The things to look for on your schedule, we have been combing through schedules and working with a new program to do this. I know that some students finish classes in summer school, and we have tried to make sure we took note of those. But if you look at your schedule and like, I finished that, please come see us. It's not because we wanted you to take that class again, it's just we're still trying to dig through all of the information that we've received this summer. When you look at your schedule, if you're in 9th, 11th, and 12th, you most likely have a math English, science, and history. Some 9th and 10th graders don't typically have a history class unless you didn't take one in middle or high school. If you're going for a standard diploma and you pass World History 1 in middle school, you may not need a history in 9th or 10th grade. 9th and 10th graders also need to check. Make sure that you have a PE class if you did not take it in the summer. 9th graders need PE 9, 10th graders need PE 10 with health and driver's ed. So 10th graders, if you want to drive, you need to make sure you either took it in the summer or that you take it during the school year. I know there's always lots of questions about driver's ed. You are welcome to take that through an outside person, but for diplomas, there has to be the Department of Education driver's ed that you have to take with the PE. So that cannot be separated out. You must have the driver's ed with the PE 10. Please talk to your counselors if you have any questions. I know many of you have left messages, and trust me, we are working diligently to get to the emails and the messages, and we're hoping that by Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. it's all sorted out. That's our goal. So please be patient with us. We are working through our list and trying to go in the order that we've received the messages. So if you're not hearing from us, it's not because we're not diligently working through them. It's just we've each got 350 students. We're trying to make sure we have correct schedules for. Thank you.
Up next, we have Dr. Angela Wilder on our BRAVE program.
Good evening, welcome. Glad everyone's here. It's great to see kids in the building again. I'm going to talk to you for a quick moment tonight about the safety of our students. We have a program that we use in Rockbridge County. It's called the BRAVE program, which stands for Bullying Reported and Violence Eradicated. We want our students to feel safe when they're in the building, when they're on our buses. And if something should go wrong or someone bothers you, we want to know about it. You can do that. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can do that by, first of all, being aware maybe one of your friends is being picked on and that friend is not comfortable telling someone yet. Maybe their confidence is so low. It's like, I don't know who to tell, I don't know what to do. It's okay to be afraid and report it for them. Next. When you tell someone something, who is it that I'm going to tell? You're going to tell a teacher. You're going to tell the closest adult to you. It could be the nurse, the school resource officer. It could be one of the principals or assistant principals. Next. Our school nurse, she is very interactive in our school. And if you feel comfortable with her, maybe you've been to her for little things throughout the year and you have a good relationship with her, feel free to report to her. Next. Doesn't matter whose class you're in. If it's a substitute that day, you can tell that person. Next. Prevention. Prevention is important. If you see something that's happening and you know it's wrong, you need to tell someone. Oftentimes, teenagers will say, I'm not a snitch. Let me call me a snitch. I ain't telling nobody. You're not a snitch. You're trying to prevent something bad from happening. Thank you. Next. You know whether or not someone belongs on our campus, not because you know the other 999 students, but you can take a look and go, something's not right there. You need to tell someone. Next. These are some things that if you see someone bring it to school or they have it in their book bag and you happen to see it maybe when you're changing clothes for PE, we need to know about it. Not just because they might harm someone else, they might harm themselves or accidentally harm themselves. So, things to look for, obviously weapons, knives. You cannot own mace and you cannot use it at school. And of course, we hope that you don't bring a taser to school. Next. Fires in the bathroom. You think, no big deal. So what? Fire spreads rapidly. If someone has set a fire, whether you see it happening or not, but you happen to see the fire, please tell someone right away. Don't pull the fire alarm, but tell an adult. Next. Fire extinguishers. We ask that adults be the ones to use these. Doesn't mean that we don't trust you with them, but if someone is playing with that, what happens when we actually need it and a piece of it is broke and no one told us? Lives depend on our equipment being in good working order. Next. You'll see this throughout the cafeteria and in the hallways. It's just a reminder that we're here to help you, that we're here to support you. And we want you to feel safe so that when you're sitting in class, you're thinking about, man, did I do my algebra homework last night? Not, man, I hope that kid that sits next to me doesn't show up for school today. I just hope he stays home. Next. As I said, BRAVE stands for Bullying Reported and Violence Eradicated. Next. What is bullying really? Is somebody picking on you? Are they calling you names? Are they cursing at you? Do they say things to you on the bus? Do they make you get up and move? Do they sit next to you and go, you can't sit here anymore, you need to move over there? That's bullying. Next. It can be harmful, not just physically, but emotionally. It takes its toll on you when someone picks on you over and over and over. We want people to get help. We want people to be safe. And more importantly, we want students to realize if someone is bothering their friend, be a good friend and tell someone. Next. In the lower left corner on the home page, you'll see in big bright red letters, Be Brave. When you click on that, it takes you to a particular form that allows you to report a bullying incident. Next. These are examples again of people you can tell before or after you do the Brave app. Next. This is a list of quick things that you would fill out. It takes less than a minute and a half. 2 minutes to help a friend. That's how you think about it. Next. And remember, we talked about violence can be not just physical, it could be verbal, someone yelling at you. It could be on social media. From time to time, we've had that occasional problem at the high school with people saying things when perhaps a couple breaks up or best friends are not best friends anymore. And you say things that you probably want to take back, but you know what? The internet is forever. So, next. Of course, we don't want any violence at all on our campus. We don't want children and students worried about, is something going to happen to me when I get to school today? Next. And remember, there are no bad students, only students who make choices that result in bad consequences. Thanks. Listen to your teachers. They've been around for a while. If they're sharing something with you, it's important. Make sure you listen to them. Next. Next. It should be it. Brave. Remember to report. Thank you.
Next, Mr. Haynes is going to have a little talk about athletics.
Again, my name is Adam Haynes. I'm the new athletic director here at Rockbridge County High School. I'm excited to be here. I've been here for about a week, and everybody's been super friendly, welcoming. It's been a good transition. Met most of the coaching staff and the people that I will work around on a daily basis, and a lot of good people here, a lot of good teachers here, a good support system, and so it's a really good place to be, and so I'm excited to be here. Just a couple slides really quick talking about athletics information. For ticket prices this year, it'll be the same as it's been the last couple years. For fall sports, varsity football is going to be $6 a ticket. And then everything else in the fall, volleyball, JV football that charges admission will be $5 a ticket. All winter sports that charge admission will be $5, and spring sports will be $5. And so couple things as far as contacts for athletics is one of the best places if you want to find schedules or updated information will be the website rockridgeathletics.com. You can go onto that website and get notification or sign up for notifications, and basically if anything's canceled or postponed or time change, anything takes place, you'll get notifications as soon as it happens. Another thing, if you're only interested in, volleyball or baseball or girls basketball, whatever, you can also make that sport specific. So, you can get notifications for the things that you want to get notified for. Other areas, real quick, we also have some social media sites, and they're all Twitter at RCHS Athletics, Instagram at RCHS Athletics, and then Facebook at Rockridge Athletics. And so basically, Travis at once games end will post scores on these different social accounts, and so that's another avenue that you can look at to find out information about the athletic department here. Lastly, a couple things. One, and I know this has kind of been going across my desk some the last few days, with schedules, especially if you are involved in athletics, make sure that you take 5 courses. And because if you take less than 5, you are not going to be eligible to participate in athletics. That's not a Rockridge County rule, that is a VHSL rule. And so make sure that you do that. All right. And then lastly, for me, one thing that I would do is I would encourage all of you to participate in something. Whether it's, we have a lot of things going on here at Rockridge County High School, whether it's athletics or different activities. I encourage you to be a part of that, have pride in the school and your community and the people that you go to school with. And I think it just adds to your experience while you are in school, and it builds relationships and camaraderie. And so I just encourage all of you to participate in something and find your niche and take part. If it's athletics, make sure that you have a VHSL physical on file. If you have not received one, you can pick up those at the main office, or you can stop by my office at any time and get one as well. But thank you, and good luck to you guys this year.
Hi, I'm Jamie Vest. I'm taking over as faculty advisor for the SCA this year, which is the Student Council Association. Upperclassmen, you already have your class officer set. Freshman elections will be taking place in September. Basically, we are the fun stuff. So we are the events and activities that are going to be happening around school. A couple things coming up in the next month to look forward to. Mascot auditions. So if anybody wants to be the Wildcat, pay attention to the announcements on the TVs and that you hear in the morning and the afternoon. Our seniors are already started planning homecoming week, which is very exciting. So hopefully we'll get to have a homecoming this year. Woo! But yes, so SEA is all about promoting spirit and unity in the schools. So for us this year, it's not just about uniting the student body, but reuniting the student body, because some of you have not been together for a very long time. So we want to make it lots of fun, and as Mr. Haynes said, show pride in your school and have a lot of school spirit. We're going to have pep rallies. There are going to be lots of clubs and organizations for you to be involved in. So please get involved. Pay attention to announcements. Pay attention to the social media accounts to see what's happening around school. I am in room 204 upstairs. I'm a Spanish teacher, so if you have any questions about SEA, mascots, any of the fun stuff, you're welcome to stop by and see me anytime. Go Wildcats.
Thank you, Ms. Vest. So we'll do a couple of quick rules. As far as communication devices, we do allow students to have phones in the building. They're only allowed to use it during non-instructional times, unless the teacher is asking to use it as part of a lesson. They can be used between classes. They can be used at lunch, before, and after school. The only thing we ask is you do not invade the privacy of the other people by playing your music, unless you have earbuds or some kind of headphones. There are different offenses all the way up to taking cell phones or denying you the privilege to have one in the school. But repeated offenses will result in you not being able to have an electronic device such as a phone on school grounds. And that's just the policy. To add to what Dr. Wilder was talking about earlier, we also will do a variety of drills, code red, blue, and yellow drills, and we'll be announcing them at least at first. And we do have a buzz-in system, so parents, make sure that you know that when you have to check your student out, you may need a photo ID to check your student out. So have one handy. Now, we know a lot of you as parents, but at the same time, we want to keep your kids safe, and we don't want just anybody picking up our students. So please have a photo ID if you're coming to check out your child. Most of the time we know you are, but we want to be very careful with our students. We also have new digital security cameras in the last couple of years. It's 90 plus here, so we have a good view of pretty much everything here, but we want to be proactive. We don't want to find out after something has happened. And we are still trying to keep our office as few people as possible in there. So most of the time we'll ask you to stay in the little area outside of the office, and one of our secretaries will come out and take care of your needs and bring out whatever you need to you. Just keep going. We do have school attire guidelines here. We want students to be able to express themselves through the way they dress, but we do have certain standards that we expect, because this is a school and an academic environment where we do expect you to a certain level of dress that is appropriate. The main thing is covered by the graphic on the right. We expect our students to be covered from the armholes or armpits down to a 3-inch inseam. 99% of our school attire guidelines will be met as long as that's met. It's rare that we have to discipline a student for our school attire guidelines. We hope that you'll come dressed ready to learn, and we're here to make you the best student possible, to give you the best learning experience possible. We're not here to be the dress police. We just expect that we have a minimum expectation for how we dress you. Just want to remind you that we use a lot of technology in our building. Please do not plan on, we will allow drinks, food and drinks in labs and classrooms this year, but at the same time, not around technology. It's too destructive to the things we have. If you do bring a water bottle, make sure it's a sealed bottle. And if you haven't signed your technology user agreement, you'll be signing that soon. Also, a little reminder about attendance. After 5 absences, well, you're going to start getting phone calls. At 6th one, we're going to be calling you for a parent conference. And excessive absences do count against things like coming to dances, etc., extracurricular activities. And I can even, as a principal, I can take your license from you for doing this. So make sure that you are coming to school. All right, we're pretty much right on schedule, thankfully. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through your student schedule. And here in a second, I'm going to want you to go to your first period class. I will be on the intercom and I will change you from class to class approximately every 6 to 7 minutes. You'll go to your next class. But please don't leave the class until I release you so we can keep this orderly. If you have, I'm sorry.
Before you finish, can I make one quick announcement?
Yes. If you have questions, I will be here after the tour in the auditorium. And me and the other administrators will be accessible. If you have any questions about policy, your student, or whatever it may be about the school, we will be in the auditorium from here until about 7 o'clock. So if you have any questions, concerns, etc., please come back after the tour. If not after the tour, you're welcome to leave or do whatever you would like, or go back to other teachers and get more information. And one last thing before we leave, Mr. Owens has a quick announcement.
It's just a quick clarification on Chromebooks. If you have not turned in your Chromebook from last school year, you have to turn it in before so that it can be updated before you can get the Chromebook back. And if you took summer school, you turned your Chromebook in at the end of the year and got it back for summer school, you keep that. You don't have to do anything else. But if you did not turn it in at the end of the year and you took summer school, then you would need to go ahead and turn it in to get it updated, and then we will return to you. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, will you please go to your student's first period class?